Oh my goodness, it's so good to have you on my show. You're not actually in the studio, but I'd like to welcome Stephanie
Gorn.
Stephanie Gorn, and otherwise known as Foo Foo Labelle. Wonderful burlesque dancer visiting San Francisco. I'm so fortunate to have had to be with you at different shows that you've done while you're visiting San Francisco. Tell me, how did you end up in San Francisco performing? And where are you from?
Okay, well, I'm from Cardiff in Wales, in the UK, and I run Cardiff Cabaret Club, and we put on a lot of big shows in Cardiff, and I do a lot of teaching, a lot of performances, and on my travels in the UK, I came across a fantastic comedian singer called Lynn Ruth Miller.
Who we all know and love here at the station. I have to tell you, she had her own show at the station here. Oh, okay. She was just fantastic on Channel 26. Yes, Pacific Television, everybody. But where is Wales? Where is Cardiff in particular, for those people who don't know?
Okay, so Cardiff is the capital city. It's a very small capital city in Wales, and the UK is currently made up of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales and England, and we've got some of the Channel Islands and the Orkney Islands and the Isle of Man and lots of little islands around us, but that's Great Britain. So Wales is a part of Great Britain.
Fantastic. And how did you end up getting bookings?
Well, again,
in San Francisco?
Again, through our good friend Lynn Ruth Miller, who said, you have to go to San Francisco, and made it her mission to get me out here. Very kindly put me in touch with the local promoters here, so Jim Sweeney from Hubba Hubba, and Dottie from Red Hot's Burlesque, and also put me in touch with Jamie DeWolf, who runs a showing in San Francisco, which unfortunately I didn't have enough time to do. But really it was all down to Lynn Ruth Miller, who also of course put me in touch with yourself, who very kindly gave us not just fantastic accommodation, but was like a personal tour guide, dietitian and counsellor. I loved it.
And now, that's wonderful. People are going to think I'm doing this all the time, but you two are special, especially with Rob, too, who is like your other half, and he's so helpful. I have to ask you, though, I saw you in 2 different shows in San Francisco. I missed the third one. And you are not just a stripper. We have to explain to people, burlesque is with you, and in particular in the UK, is totally different really than ours in many different ways.
It is. I think there's 2 different camps. I feel that the British burlesque is very much storytelling. A lot of the burlesque is character driven. It has a middle, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And really, burlesque to us means satire. So it's jading something, or it's showing another side of something, or it's making something comedic. It's a little piece of theatre. Whereas I feel with the American burlesque, it is more from a stripper background. So it's more about the very glitzy costumes, and it's not so character driven. I think that's the main thing. But you want to kind of give the audience something of, I like to do the characters, but also, they're bizarre and fun, but they're kind of glamorous and sexy too.
Yes,
but not obviously so.
And last night I did see you do Pierrot the Clown.
Yeah.
And then in the background, the music was from Pagliacci.
Yep.
And it was absolutely stunning. And you started that way in this particular number, and then slowly but surely, you went into something more exotic, and there was fast music.
Yes.
So it was just wonderful. It was very dramatic in the beginning. And how many characters do you think you do?
I think currently on my website, foofoolabelle.co.uk, I think currently on my website I'm selling, 12 different acts. So often one act is quite popular and you do it a lot, and then you'll notice that something else isn't being used that much. You kind of decommission that one and then maybe add a new one. I do quite a lot of acts, but because a lot of my work is in Wales and the southwest of England, so I like to be very diverse. And actually I've had promoters saying to me, the reason that we like booking you for 2 acts or even 3 acts in an evening is that every act is going to be so different. It doesn't even look like the same performer.
Now that brings me to your background. What is your background? You told me you also did aerial work.
I worked in circus. Yeah, I was. I taught aerial hoops. So I taught. I worked for No Fit State Circus, which is a circus in Cardiff, and taught aerial hoop. I used to work in circus as a dancer, and I also worked in circus as an elephant rider. I've worked all over the place. I've worked in my youth in Japan, in Hong Kong, in China, Portugal, Spain, in Italy, and doing the sort of floor show, dance, cabaret type work with other dancers. I've also done musical theatre, so my training was really musical theatre. So I've done musical theatre, and what we have in the UK, we have pantomimes at Christmas. So
Yes.
doing the character working pantomimes. And I've also choreographed musical theatre. So I've choreographed musical theatre, and I've also choreographed odd things like the Miss Universe competitions and the Miss Wales competitions, which kind of go then into Miss World. So I've kind of done the backstage support and the choreography for those.
And you've had many years of dance in the background. Yes.
Yeah, as about
Studying.
30 years of dance now, working as a choreographer dancer.
And when you did theatre, where did you study theatre in London?
I did. I went to a college called Arts Educational in West London. When I was, at the days of vocational training, we used to go very young. We were from 16 to 19. So actually, I've been working since came out of there at 19.
Well, we have to have you back to the United States. I think your work is just wonderful. And we have to break away and show one of your pieces, which we're going to do. And many people are going to say, how can I get in touch with you to book you? And again, it is Foo Foo Labelle, and we'll flash this on in just a moment. foofooLabelle.com.
It's actually .co.uk, but I'm pretty sure
it'll come up. It will come up, and your website is wonderful. There's videos on it, etc., and wonderful photographs. Well, I think it's great. How was your experience here? Just tell everybody. Did you enjoy San Francisco?
It's just been amazing in San Francisco. San Francisco itself is just a fantastic city. Everybody should come here and visit it. But the warmth we've had, and it's just been a really wonderful experience. It's really given us a huge boost. So we're hoping to take all this energy back to the UK with us.
And I understand you're working on a one-woman show. Can you tell us a little bit about
I'm
that?
working on a one-woman show, which is going to be called Miss Malaprops, which is going to involve quite a lot of my different characters, some anecdotes about my life in theatre, and it's going to be an hour sort of burlesque cabaret show. Yeah, so you can find out a little bit more about me.
That's fantastic, and I hope you do some work behind singers. I'll hire you in a minute if you're over here. I think it'd be wonderful. Dance and everything behind, anything like that, because you're a fabulous dancer. So that is just great. Thank you, Stephanie Foo Foo Labelle, for being with me at PCT remotely. And everybody stay tuned, because we're going to watch a video of her in action.